6 games into the postseason, the Grand Rapids Griffins now 5-1 and with a chance to take a commanding 3-1 lead on the top-seeded Chicago Wolves tomorrow night at Van Andel Arena. After splitting a pair just outside the Windy City, the Griffins jumping out early on the Wolves last night in a very chippy Game 3. Just over 5 minutes in, Grand Rapids on the power play. Look at Matt Laredo, cross ice to Marty Firk. Tries to find Tomas Nosek. It pinballs around, and Matt Ford there to bang home the rebound. It was 1-0 Griffins early. 5 minutes later, Griffins 2-on-1. That's Mitch Callahan to Ben Street, who snaps it past Elihu. So it was a 2-0 lead exactly 10 minutes in. And then still in the first, Tyler Bertuzzi, Dylan McElrath wide on the goaltender, throws it in front and off the scramble. Who else? Tyler Bertuzzi there to finish it off, his 29th point in 28 career playoff games. He has one in every game this season in the postseason. And then after the Wolves cut it 3-2, Joey Hickett's getting one back just 16 seconds later. Griffins down the Wolves 4-2 and take a 2-1 lead in the series.
No matter what the score is, it's only one game. So we came back obviously tonight, and we played a really good game tonight for just 60 minutes, and we let up a little bit there in the third, but then we fought back.
I think we came out strong. We played well in Game 1. I think we got a little full of ourselves in Game 2, and they dominated the pace. So I think it was important for us to get out to a good start, especially at home, and great to get the win, but I think we could still be even better.
We knew coming in, we kind of expected, a 7-game series. They're a good hockey team over there, and we're happy to be up 2-1, but it could easily be the other way around as well.
Yeah, it certainly could. Been a very tough series so far, and a pleasure to have head coach Todd Nelson in studio with us tonight. And with a big, storyline coming into Game 3 was how would the Griffins respond? First playoff loss, and it was a pretty good response in the opening period. I'm assuming you were very happy. Yeah,
you know what? We had a great start, and it was pretty funny how it worked out, because the night before in Chicago, they got off to a 3-0 start against us, and both teams have firepower, and a team like Chicago, you just never know when they're going to strike. And you saw in the third period they got 2 goals on us, and all of a sudden, that the 3-goal lead's down to 3-2, and we're just happy to get that 4th goal. But against Chicago, you always have to be ready, because they can strike at any time.
Yeah, there was a lot of big moments in that game last night. Jared came up with a couple of big saves, Jared Coro, but to answer 16 seconds, and I was sitting there between the benches. I could see the determined look on Joey Hickett's. Well, he got that draw and took it and went in. I think he shot it in, shot a second shot, and then the third one went. But how big was that? 16 seconds to just take the wind right out of their sails.
It was huge, because if people watch any kind of hockey, especially like the National Hockey League, the night before, Anaheim was down 3 goals with about under 4 minutes left to go in the game, and they scored 3 goals and end up tying the game and then winning it in overtime. So that memory came back to me really quick when the score was 3-2, but getting that 4th goal was a big lift for our team. I think after that we've really settled in, but a lot of key moments. As you mentioned, Jared made some key saves. We're up 1-0. They had a flurry in front. He had to make some big stops, and then all of a sudden we go down the other way and score. So that's playoff hockey. That's how it goes.
Practice before the series began, I remember hearing you talking to the boys that we need to play in their end. We need to be aggressive in their end. Certainly we're pretty aggressive on the forecheck. A lot of turnovers really to score those goals early in opening period last night.
I thought we're forechecking well, and when we're not playing well, that means we're not getting in on the puck, and that's what we want. We want to be aggressive, and we know that when Chicago gets the puck in our zone, they're very dangerous. So it's whatever team can handle or get the puck in the offensive zone and try to do some work and get shots in the net and get some traffic.
Tyler Bertuzzi, we've talked about it a lot, you and I, off air. The numbers are astounding. I mean, it's his 3rd postseason now, if you consider when he just joined us that first year. Amazing the way the guy puts up points in the postseason. What is it about him?
I don't know. When he was making the joke mid-season, he was saying I should just play in the playoffs. But his type of game is playing gritty, going to the tough areas, and in playoff hockey you have to do that, and that's what he does. And if you look at his goal last night, it was a goal that it was a couple of rebounds, and he was in the thick of things, and he got the shot off. So I think his style of play really caters to playoffs.
For the folks who don't know, I mean, there's so many leaders in the locker room. They know a lot about the veteran guys that you have. There are even guys like Dan Cleary who isn't playing. But can you just talk about how important it's been? You have so many young guys on your team who were captains in college and stuff. How beneficial is that?
Well, it's huge. You talked about the leadership group, the older guys that have been around, but we have 4 players that were captains on their respective teams last year, and so they know how to lead. So we have a lot of leadership in that room, and it all meshes well together. There's great chemistry in there, and from the start of the year, I liked what I saw.
A lot of people, I had a chance to see, obviously, Evgeny Sveshnikov get a chance to play in Detroit. Where you see his progress at now, Nelly? I mean, he's a guy that I think almost everyone believes will play in Detroit sometimes. May not be next year. But just your thoughts on his progression here now.
Well, I thought this year he's come a long way. From the start of the year, there were holes in his game. He was turning over pucks, and a credit to him, he really worked on it. He came in for a lot of video sessions. He's a student of the game, and he just got better and better. And he's a big power forward that has skill. And if people watch our games, you'll see sequences where he's in the offensive zone, ragging the puck down low. That's what we like to call hanging on to it. Right. And guys are trying to strip it off him, but they can't. And so he's just getting better and better. And I think, like every game in the playoffs, he's gaining experience, and that's what Detroit wants. They want these young prospects to go through this playoff experience.
It wasn't fair for people to talk about, the power play was struggling early, but statistically it was. Obviously, for the folks who don't know, you lost so many guys. We had missing 7 of your top 10 scorers the last 2 weeks of the season. All year that power play flirted, perhaps even league record numbers, was #1 in the league most of the year. Are you happy with the way things have gotten back together with the power play now?
Yeah, you know what? Adding Marty Ferk to our lineup certainly helps. It makes both power play units a lot stronger. And I've said it all year, we don't have to run at 30% or 20%, right, as long as we get that key goal at key moments of the game. And, so I like where it's going right now. Goals are tough to come by in the playoffs, and if you just get one power play goal, it could mean the difference.
And even when you can't, and get on the power play where you can't penetrate, when you have a guy like Marty, he creates that with that crazy shot. And I've noticed 2 teams really starting to, veer towards him to take that shot away. I'm assuming that can just create other opportunities then.
Well, yeah, you know what? If that happens, we can work the puck on the other side. But your power play is always evolving, depending on what the other team does. You're making adjustments. That's what makes playoffs so much fun to coach.
Yeah. So what has to happen for you guys to win Game 4? Because, I know it's just 1 in the series, but 4 is usually a pretty pivotal one, because unless the series is over, it's either 3-1 or 2-2, and that's a huge swing different. What has to happen for you guys?
Well, I expect the same response that Chicago did in Game 2. I expect them to come out hard, and they're going to play hard. They're a very good hockey team, and they're a proud hockey team. And so, we can't have the response that we had in Game 2, where we thought, okay, it's going to be a bit easy. It's not. Chicago was so good. People tend to forget they finished 1 point in front of us. We're actually the underdog in this series. So we have to come out and play smart, play disciplined, play hard, pay a price, but we have to be ready off the start.
Yeah, it should be a lot of entertaining. It was a great game if you didn't get out there. Great crowd, by the way, the other night as well.
Awesome crowd.
Great playoff hockey at Van Andel. Thanks for doing this, Nelly, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Good luck, by the way.
Thanks, Larry.
All right, Todd Nelson joining us tonight. Again, Game 4 tomorrow, Monday night at Van Andel Arena. Game 5 back in Chicago, but not until Saturday, with Game 6, if necessary, a week from tomorrow. That's Monday the 15th. Game 7 again, if necessary, the following night in Chicago on the 16th, a Tuesday.